What's up, guys? And welcome to another part of my wrestling discussion today. Once again, I'm here for another video, and yet again, part 5 today actually. So hopefully you'll enjoy what I'm talking about today. So yeah, and obviously I've put part 3 and 4 up now. So hopefully you guys can have check out them. Me talking a bit more wrestlers. So this is going to be part 5 today, so I'm going to really talk about some more of my favourite wrestlers. So yeah, I think we're going to just get straight into it again, and we're just going to start with a bit of Impact Wrestling, TNA Impact Wrestling, some of the wrestlers that are there. Well, it's Impact Wrestling now, so a wrestler that, I'm not sure if everyone knows this guy, but if you watch an Impact Wrestling, you might know who I'm going on, but I don't know, I do kind of like this guy in a way. He's quite a cool guy. He's got long hair obviously, but he's called Trevor Lee. Trevor Lee, you might know who the guy I'm talking about. And so basically he's been wrestling in Impact Wrestling for a few years now actually, and obviously I think he made his debut about 2015 I think. Obviously GFW kind of took over Impact Wrestling, TNA about that time. So some of the wrestlers in Impact Wrestling nowadays they're on the GFW roster, so they kind of merged into Impact Wrestling. So that's why most of the wrestlers you're watching in Impact Wrestling nowadays are different from back when they were quite big actually. So yeah, and Trevor Lee, he's obviously from North Carolina, the same same state where Hardy's stuff on as well, not Hardy, Jeff Hardy. So I mean, so I'm pretty sure they're quite good buddies to you now. But um, Trevor Lee's been wrestling for quite a while. He's really quite a hairy guy actually. He's got facial hair and that, and he's got chest hair as well. So he's quite hairy. He's got really long hair, like so. Trevor Lee. But he's a really young guy. He's actually 24 years old, which is really young for wrestling. Still probably the youngest Impact wrestling at the moment as well. So yeah, obviously he's in his tag team as well. Obviously Cult Lee at the moment. So that's Kaylee Conway basically is another wrestler. It's basically Trevor Lee's tagged with at the moment with the Cult Lee. So that's what they're doing at the moment. But the big one for the X Division champions as well. There's been a few matches with the X Division champion. So yeah, I'm sure if you remember tell what's Impact Wrestling, he's still usually and doing what he's doing wrestling. But what a guy! I'm sure he's a bit of a heel a little bit now and again as well. But he's not like a bad guy. He's a cool guy. Like, so yeah, I wouldn't know how to say much about Trevor Lee. That's it. He's obviously he's wearing basic wrestling gears, and he's got quite a basic wrestling attire. He wears black pants as well as black knee pads as well as black boots. So it's quite black most of the way, but it's not like that's the tights. It's just the wrestling trunks. I should say trunks. That's what I should say. So yeah, it's not like it's that big. It's not like it's like generally stands out to most wrestlers. I think the hair would stand out much more than his attire probably, because his hair is really long. Not longer than mine anyway. Not longer than mine, but it's pretty long. It's pretty much a hair. It's pretty much a way you can windmill it as well or headbang it. It's quite a good hair for him to be at a metal gig and that as well. But I think it's just he's grown it really. So So yeah, Trevor Lee, that's probably what I could say about him at the moment. So yeah, let's move on to another wrestler. Um, well, I think he carried with this guy as well, Trevor Lee, back in the time, but this is another wrestler that's in this maybe he's coming back to Impact Wrestling, but it's called Everett, and Andrew Everett. If you know who this guy is, he's quite a cool guy. He's got long hair as well, also. Um, not as long as Trevor's hair, but it's long. It's pretty long in a way. So, but this guy's cool as well. He's teaming up with GDX at the moment, GGC at the moment actually. So that's what he's doing, and obviously he's quite using another young wrestler as well actually, in the Impact Zone as well. So he's not too much, different from Trevor in a way. But his moves are quite cool moves. He actually has his wrestling moves. He's got such a cool move set. He's quite athletic as well. So what a guy Andrew Everett is. But he's basically returned back to Impact Wrestling. I think he was in the Indies before he made his return back to Impact Wrestling. So we probably seen him for quite a while now. Hopefully that'd be cool. As I speak in this video, so maybe there'll be a time that you might have moved back to the Indies again when this video is all still up. We're not with this video on the day, so but this one you'll be Impact Wrestling Zone for some time. So yeah, probably with GGC probably. So yeah, so Andrew Everett's been in Impact for quite a while actually. I think he was still in it when TNA name was still around. That was a couple of years ago. Obviously took over, so or maybe this took over last year actually. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, it's Impact. It's just called Impact Wrestling. So yeah, so probably he's the tie Andrew Everett's the tie is a bit quite similar as well. Well, it's not like Trevor's. It's quite different from Trevor's. He's got a bit of cover. He's got like one of these plain thing symbols at the back of his attire and his trunks and he wears also he wears trunks and he wears leather pads and boots like Trevor does. That's kind of your general wrestling attire nowadays. So yeah, but he comes in with and he comes in this big huge coat on as well, and he comes when he does his entrance, so it's quite cool. He tries to look like a rock star a wee bit as well, and probably like he maybe looks a bit like Christian or something a little bit back in his day as well. Christian used to have long hair obviously, but Andrew Everett's got long hair as well, so yeah, but he's a cool guy as well. Maybe the point when you see them in the wrestling and Impact Zone every week. So yeah, so I don't know a few hours I can go on about an Impact Zone. I can talk about more Impact wrestlers than I actually. And you got some big ones now. You got also Abyss was a cool guy in the Impact Zone. He's been in Impact Wrestling for such a long time. During the time it was known as TNA, he was still in it. I think he must have made his debut about when TNA made their debut back in the early 2000s. So Abyss was a cool guy. Definitely like him as well in a way. He's definitely the monster as well. Obviously the old monster. I think Congo Kong the new monster now. So you'll see him for quite a long time. Congo Kong. That's another guy I could have gone into. But going back to Abyss, he's such a cool guy. He's been obviously obviously wears his mask on for some time, and then when the came together with Crazy Stage and Rosemary, then that's when they took his mask off and they had like face paint on instead of his mask. So you might remember DK a couple of years ago. Obviously they're gone because Crazy Stage left Impact Zone a few years ago anyway. So I think he returned to the Indies. So it's just and then Rosemary left not too long ago. So it's no, I don't think it would be won't be seeing Decay come doing a reunion anytime soon, as far as I know. And Vicious, obviously, he's not in. He's obviously even Josh Parker again. He's have his name is again. He's back to that again. What he done before. He's been doing that now and again. But yeah, Abyss is such a cool guy, and then another guy, Congo Con, he's such a big guy as well. He's the new monster, so you see him probably is the new Abyss basically. Pretty much, he's really tall. He's a super heavyweight guy. He probably can hit anyone off the line, anyone clothesline, over the clothesline or touch slam them. It'd be quite cool. He's got the momentum to do all that as well. So yeah, Congo Collins, that's a cool guy. And you get these other big guys in Impact Wrestling as well. Um, so 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 our guys in Impact Wrestling as well. We got EI Drake as well, and OVE and Impact Wrestling. They're kind of the ones that are the heels. That's really the ones that are kind of doing a lot of things that are quite naughty at the moment as well. Pentagon Juniors in Impact Wrestling as well. So, and it's been a bit of an argument with them going on at the moment. Obviously, if you watched Impact Wrestling recently, he's trying to take Pentagon Junior's mask off. So yeah, and obviously I think Callahan had it on the last program of Impact Wrestling. So yeah, if you ever want to watch Impact Wrestling, it's usually on at Fridays and 5 Spike at 11 PM. I was going to say that if any guys want to watch Impact Wrestling, it's on 5 Spike at 11 PM on Friday. So that's the best day to watch it, and you see the action. No PPV or that. You can just watch it on the telly because it's broadcasted on 5 Spike anyway. So yeah, and please do that if you fancy watching some of the wrestling and free wrestling, not PPV wrestling. It's on 5 Spike every Friday night at 11 PM. So yeah, and I'm not sure what else I'm going to say. And anyway, just Impact Wrestling will probably be going on for a while, probably hopefully as far as I know. It's still be keeping going. It'll still in. Maybe have some new debuts and have some wrestlers leaving Impact. Changes a lot in the wrestling world. It changes. There's lots of wrestlers that want to leave, and there's new wrestlers that debut. Or wrestlers like maybe some wrestlers that have been wrestling but they debut in a promotion. Wrestlers from the indie circuit come on to a major PPV debut in that, like Impact or WWE. So you never know if he'll be out there. He might be some really cool guy, tough guy. He might be like maybe a weak guy, you never know. Maybe a super heavyweight, maybe a cruiserweight, you never know if you'll debut in a Impact or any wrestling match. So it'd be quite cool to see. So yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to wind this video off, and I'm not entirely got much more to talk about in the wrestling. Also, I just talked about Everett and Trevor Lee. They're quite cool guy, but I'll talk about our ones and the Impact ones as well. So yeah, and please comment, subscribe, and like to this video, and don't forget to probably catch me in the next part. I might be talking I might be maybe talking about something else. Actually, I might be a time that I'll put part 5 in another video, and there might be a chance that I might be talking to something else in my videos, or something like just general discussing, and then I might do like a part 5, a part 6 of wrestling discussing. So you never know. That might be on separately, so you never know. But I'll get this one up probably very soon, guys. And yeah, all I can do is peace out, rock on, and stay metal, guys. Cheers.